The main purpose of this video is to do a major shout out to Steve, Purplegt22. He was looking at my video, noticed that I was new to YouTube, and he reached out and made a contest, right? I didn't ask him to do that. I just think it shows what an awesome guy he is. He said he liked my content and he wanted to help in getting my number of subscribers up. Very cool, Steve. Really appreciate it, dude. And you had asked for a video, or you had asked how I did my pictures when I showed pictures like your tag here. I'm going to show you that real quick. I use iMovie on my Mac. If you use a PC, I'm sure there's a lot of different programs that you can use to just enclose photos and text within your video. I don't do a whole lot of like advanced editing type stuff, but I'm going to go through on my laptop and then I will save it as an overlap or as an overlay over this video. But I'm going to use my last video that I created with the 89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. Mail Day, along with some other things. So bear with me. So within iMovie, as you can see, this is the video that I created for my mail day, my Griffey mail day, where I displayed the Griffey and talked a little bit about grading and stuff. So here are some of the enclosures that, some of the pictures that were just screen captures on my laptop, right? And then this here is this text here is my title, right? So this text right here is brought down simply by the drop down menu over here. So once I import the main video that I want to show, which is here, I simply just dragged that down into the bottom here, right? And that's how it got in there, right? And then I went over to titles. Titles is text. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do text. I just use the embedded titles, and I think I could go into a different menu and use different ones, but I'll grab the title that I like, which is the lower left-hand corner one I like to use for the intro of my videos. And I just simply drag it down to where I want it. And when I do that, you can see over here on the video side, it allows me to edit it. So I'll just double click on it, Dave's Cards 861, and then on the bottom, I'll title whatever the video is. Title of the video, right? And then I can drag this along however long I want it to play on my video. So I can grab it, and I can drag it, and let's say that I want it to display, let me delete this old one. I want it to display for a number of seconds. Okay, this thing is messing with me. So I had to delete my old one because I'm kind of going over, but you can see I can drag it there. You know, if you want to look at how I'm doing this, you can always go back. I don't want to go over things multiple times, but you can always rewind the video. And over here on the video, as the video plays from a breaker, I'll display a picture in the background. And the way that I do that is I go into my media, and the screen capture that I did previously, I'll just grab that screen capture, which I've put up here, and I'll drag it down to where I want it, right? And there's a couple of things that I need to do to that screen capture because it does some weird fading on the default settings. I'll highlight it, and then up here in the workspace, I'll click on crop and fit, because I want it to fit the entire screen. And then I'll click embed, this one over here, and it allows me, I don't want it to do a cutaway, or I do want it to do a cutaway in this case, but I could also do a picture-in-picture, which I'll show you next. So once I've got the settings there, I go back over here and I preview.
I think it's really cool.
Preview the video.
Also, like to watch videos. So
okay, so after I preview the video and I know that my cutaway is working, then I'm good there. So the next one that I did, which was I showed the eBay ad for when I got the Griffey, right? So
pretty consistently for about $4.50.
I just showed the prices, the eBay prices for PSA 10 Griffeys. And the way that I did that was the same thing. I just went on the eBay website and I did a screen capture, brought that screen capture into my project, and then from there I just dragged it down. And in this case, I wanted it to, well, I'm sorry, it's just, again, the same thing. I went over here and I want to fit it to the entire screen. And then I also want it to be a cutaway. So instead of showing my ugly mug,
pretty consistently for about,
it's going to show that eBay ad over the full frame of the video, right? So the next thing I want to show you real quick is a picture-in-picture. So over here I was showing my Griffey off, and I wanted to show next to it, I wanted to show a PSA 10 Griffey on the back, right? So I was looking for a fact of whether my Griffey was a PSA 10 picture-to-picture. Obviously there's a lot more involved, I know that, but I wanted to show a picture of a 10 next to mine, and here's how I did it.
I have heard that
that picture right there that I've embedded was just a basic screen capture off of an eBay PSA 10, and I dragged it down, right? Dragged it down. Let me delete the old one so it doesn't mess things up here. So I dragged that one down, and instead of it doing some funky default setting, again, now I want it to fit to the whole screen, but I want to click over here and I want it to be a picture-in-picture. And when I do that, it brings up this little teeny thumbnail. You can see I also added text later, but I want to drag that thumbnail and make it larger so that you can actually see it, right? So now when I go through and I preview it,
it's a part
previews with the gray, with PSA 10 Griffey next to my Griffey, just in an image, just a real simple image, right? So the next time I did that, same thing, I did it for the front, right? So same thing, I just took that picture, I'm going to do it again, I took that picture down and I dragged it right in. Let me delete the old one, and see what it does when you, the default center setting is this weird zooming, so I didn't like that. So I go in, I fit it to the entire screen because I don't want it to do that weird zoom, and I want it to do not a cutaway so it takes the whole picture, but I want a picture-in-picture. And it's going to give me that little thumbnail again. I'm going to drag it over here to where I want it and expand it as large as I want it. Okay? And then it looks again like that.
Really great card.
Okay, and then adding text. Let's see, where did I add some text to this video? Okay, so I added a text here because typically I'll say autograph. I don't know why, and it's not a dang autograph. So in this case, I said autograph, and it's not an autograph. So in order to correct that mistake, I go back up to titles. I'm sure you can do different things in terms of text and stuff, but I just simply use the titles one, and I'll find one that works. Really any one will work, but I wanted to get that one in the top left corner. So I'll drag around here, look for one that gets top left, and doggone, I'm having a hard time. Okay, so this one here is top left, and I'll just drag it over here, and then when I do that, it asks me up here, what do I want to name it? I'll say, hey idiot, it's not an autograph, right? And I can highlight it just like any other text program, and I can change the color of it because you just couldn't see the white. So now I got, hey idiot, it's not an autograph. And I can move that around. There you see it display, and I can move that around to wherever I made that stupid comment, and I can drag it around. I can drag the time frame to make it last longer. If I want it up there for 10 seconds, and then I just preview it.
I got that one for
just preview if it stays in the right place, if it's legible, if it's spelled correctly, displaying further how much of an idiot I am. Then I'll fix that. But that's generally how I edit videos. I also got some complaints about how my sound is. So what I'll do on the sound is I simply grab the sound bar, and I just drag that thing up as high as I can to 400. I'm going to work on doing more stuff with like microphones and things like that for my Bluetooth headset, but the audio doesn't always get very good, so or come out very good, so I can up the audio. So all right, so that's kind of how I get after editing. I know there's a ton of YouTube videos on editing, but it's never kind of tailored to what you want to do. So this is kind of more specific to the card collecting community. You want to display your PSA 1052 mantle here, then you can do that. But appreciate watching. Again, Steve, unbelievable, man. You did not have to do that. I hope I do get to 100 subs, but on the real, I'm kind of a small time guy. Used to being a part of a small community. Been in the Marine Corps for 22 years, and even further into the small community of the Marine Corps, which is a very small percentage of our society. Into the artillery community. Used to just having a close-knit group of folks, so that's why I call out the kind of my peers, people in the 30-40 subscriber range that I feel like I definitely have something in common with. But if you're gonna blow me up, Steve, that's cool. I appreciate it, brother. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Thank you very much. Bye.